Yeah, that's another boo-boo.
Okay.
There's a lot of little typos, for, than and that and,
I just copied the one we had before.
yeah. But
Well,
there's-
and that part is covered, Mr. Mayor, on page 3, number 1. It says city administrator means city administrator or designee, including the city administrator so designates,
So designates Loretta.
or so designates or wrap up. But for the definitions means the city administrator or
Okay.
designee.
Or did, so
Well,
that's
it's-
covered.
It's really not a problem because we have a certified police officer as a city administrator anyway. He is still certified.
I am for another mentorship.
All right, then, is everybody happy with the definition, with the designee? I can see city administrator gives himself in a little trouble if he goes up, so it's past not tickets.
Yes.
So I think that would cover the or designee
Yes.
already, so.
All right,
So then I think with that, since it was just a scrivener's error, I think we could probably go with,
okay.
uh,
Did we get somebody to make a motion?
Not yet.
Amy did.
What did you say?
Didn't you make the motion? No, but
No.
okay.
I move that we adopt ordinance 903, adopting new standards for the Oakridge air pollution control
By
program.
title only?
and to read by
We have to
title.
read it by title.
Oh,
Just, you can just say that.
Read by title.
to be read by title.
There.
And I'll
There.
second it.
Moved by Council Kudowski, second by Council Clark, to read it by title only and approve.
That's you.
Okay. Any further discussion?
She has to read it by title only.
Sir?
Your Honor, I just, so you make the typo changes in this and make it all right in this motion. Remember, Counselor Callahan mentioned and,
Well, I make the correction that she gave, that.
right, and
Christine
then there
gave.
were some other ones apparently also. Can those be made without a motion to make this grammatically correct? And
Yeah,
get
those are all
that?
Scrivener.
Yeah, I think
What we
we're,
call
I think
Scrivener
we're
errors.
okay.
Okay.
They don't have to have a motion to even correct them, you just go through and correct them. I think what the way the process works is we have to read it by title only and then pass it.
Then pass it.
Yeah. So, is that what you meant? Okay. Read it by title only and then vote for passage.
So I'll wrap the ordinance revisions and first reading, is that one?
You
First
just read
read
it.
it, just read the
Title.
title.
The title.
Title on your
This
thing.
one.
I have to read all that?
Just a little first there.
I know. An ordinance repealing ordinance 889 and adopting new standards for the Oakridge air pollution control program. So that would be ordinance number 903.
Okay. Now is there a motion to pass?
We have to vote on the first motion, don't we?
Yeah, you don't have to vote, well, we already voted to read it by title only.
Yeah.
Let's vote on that, did we?
We haven't voted on it
Okay,
yet.
let's vote on that. Let's make this clean.
Yes.
Counselor Twardowski,
Hi.
Mayor Shorey,
Aye.
Counselor Callahan,
Aye.
Counselor Basler, Counselor Clark.
Aye.
Just as reading.
Okay, now you can read this statement that's on the recommended motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we adopt ordinance 903 adopting new standards for the Oakridge air pollution control program.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Clark, seconded by Councilor Kudowski, that we adopt this ordinance. Any further discussion? Hearing none, vote.
Counselor Clark,
Aye.
Mayor Shorey,
Aye.
Counselor Twardowski,
Hi.
Counselor Basler,
Hmm?
Counselor Callahan,
Nay.
Okay, that motion carries.
And it's not one any of us like.
Huh?
It's not one any of us.
Okay, council 6.4, fee changes for building department. What I'm recommending, if it's okay with council, is, I just wanted to bring this to you so y'all can take it home, read through it, and then, either the first or second meeting of December, we're gonna have to do a, public hearing on it, and then, go from there. So, basically, I was just bringing it to y'all so that you can
For information.
digest it, and then take care of it next time.
And that's from pages 11 through
23.
23.
Correct.
It's not really exciting reading, but
No, it's not, but I think it's an important thing because it affects the citizens, okay, and it's a building department fee schedule, so I think it's something that we need to digest pretty well. Okay,
I guess we jumped on 6.5 already.
that's correct.
7.0, community services, 7.1, rental of OIP for the adventure base.
Council, if you look there on the dais, I put a recommendation from the Community Services Committee and a map attached to it. It should be, your staff report in regards to that. In general, what the Community Services Committee recommended in this case was that Mr. Girding be allowed to have his adventure race out at the Oakridge Industrial Park. And the recommendation was that the fee be $200 a day for a total of 3 days, and one of the $200 for each of the 3 days. So a total of $600. And part of that though is that they want to tear out some blackberry bushes. They want to do a lot of cleanup out there. And so the committee recommended that if he does do the cleanup, that we would deduct about $175 of that. Okay, if he actually does the cleanup. I think that's how I have that written in your staff report, so. So those recommendations have been brought to council, to see if,
For a motion?
I move that we approve the OIP facility requirement for the Adventure Race event.
Second.
Moved by Councilor Podolsky, seconded by Councilor Callahan to approve the OIP facilities permit for the adventure race event.
Your Honor. I think with the condition, with the outlined conditions, I believe would be in order with what's on the staff report.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Does that include the whole park?
Hmm?
Does that include the whole park or just part of it?
Just the part that's on the map there. This part here that's on the map. Outline on the map.
We're supposed to be doing, I think, the majority of the race by foot.
It's
A
Correct.
short section
That
is,
is correct.
By like-
foot bikes,
yeah.
mud crawls under barbed wire, not sure that, I'm not sure what all, it's gonna be a problem.
Claymores, all sorts of stuff.
It's gonna be popular all across the
Yeah,
country.
Yes.
yeah, you can go watch.
You can participate if you want.
I'll pass on that.
All right, any further discussion? Actually, Mr. Girding brought this in a month or so ago,
The last meeting, I believe.
before the last meeting. City administrator and I sat and talked to him to try and pick his brain, see what it's all about. Sounded like a lot of fun, and doesn't sound, looks like we might have a good thing, so.
I'm just gonna bring people in that group.
Correct.
If it goes over big, then it may become an issue we're talking about.
And according to his application, he's not gonna do it until spring of 2013
Correct.
Right, it'll take him that long to get it
to
all.
get
Get
it
it
ready,
together.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
All right,
we recognize.
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Who's responsible for the insurance when someone gets hurt? Does he have to
He is.
bond?
He
Yes,
He
they
has a
carry
bond and stuff?
Yes.
So the city doesn't have to get involved in when something
No.
goes wrong?
That is
That's part of the
correct.
permit.
Okay,
He
yes,
has
sir.
to provide.
That's part of the permit,
Okay.
yes.
All right, let's vote.
Counselor Baselitz? Counselor Twardowski?
Aye.
Counselor Clark?
Aye.
Counselor Callahan?
Aye.
Mayor Short?
Aye. Passed.
Thank you, Council.
All right.
All right, this will be a fun one. Okay.
Fun.
Okay, in regards to the library,
Okay.
as you notice, I didn't, in regards to the plaque, we did order a plaque for the library. It's one of the recommendations that we gave you at the last meeting or previous meeting. And it's going to be generic plaque. It's basically going to be Oakridge Library dedicated to the citizens of Oakridge on December 1st, 2012. And it'll say project team, and then it'll list library board, council, and staff, then the engineer of record, and the contractor. So it's still, I believe the building needs a plaque, but we felt that the generic would be in the best interest of the whole community. So that's the way we went with it. The other piece is, we have been having some discussion in regards to the HVAC units on the east side of the library. And the city engineer got a hold of the granting agency, and they have given us a maybe that they would be willing to assist us, the city, in moving the HVAC units to the back of the building, which would, I think, alleviate some of the issues with Mrs. Kelly. I guess the HVAC units are really close, right next to her bedroom, so that's what I'm working towards doing with, but I don't know that I want to request any motion at this time until I get the final from the city
I
engineer.
don't think we could make a motion until we.
No, that is correct, yeah, he hasn't given me anything yet, so, but there is an indication that the granting agency would allow us to do that.
And there was sufficient amount, and I just washed my tongue.
Yes, be in the vicinity of about $46,000 still there, so we could do it. And I think it would be, if we were able to do it, it'd be a goodwill on the part of the city to try and work with Ms. Keller.
Oh, absolutely.
My question is, you indicated that they may be approved. I want to see something in writing that says
Well, no,
they
absolutely.
do approve it.
No, absolutely, that's why I said we're not ready to move on this, because I do not have that.
Okay, unless we have that
Question over
document,
here.
we probably won't do it. Leo?
It wouldn't be moved under the deck where people are gonna be out on the deck trying to read books.
More than
That's not a good
likely,
place to put it.
well, what it is they have to build, basically, as I understand it, they're gonna be putting some kind of a buffer around it. So, so by putting it in that area, okay, they're gonna have to, I can't remember if it was a concrete base that goes around it and a wall that goes around it or something, I'm not sure, but there's a lot of extra stuff that has to go with
Okay,
it.
because right now on the side, it wouldn't inconvenience anybody who's trying to read out on the deck, which will be on during the summertime when people will be using the deck.
Okay, and I'll take that. This is-
On the other hand, if we put it under the deck, then Maryland Road and the road lights can go out and stand on the deck. While the rest is up.
Mr. Menzies, I would like to recognize her
Kelly?
She doesn't have a name.
I just wanted to kind of let everybody know the amount of encroachment it is on my property. At this point, I can't use the entire side of my house, which includes 2 bedrooms and a bath and an office. I'm not using those at all because of the noise. The noise is well above what the DEQ standards are for day and evening. And it also runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So it's not just like I'm over there reading a book and, you know, there's a disturbance. It's all the time. And that's why I'm asking for this,
I think those heat pumps don't go 24 hours a day because they're on thermostat. They go until the building is either warm or cold, depending on what it's.
they cycle on and off.
They do.
It's all day long.
Yep.
So
Well, yeah.
3:30 in the morning, I'm woken up by them, you know.
When you say encroachment, I'm assuming that you're implying that there is not proper setback or something of that nature. Is that what you're saying?
I just gave something to, Mr. Gomez that he hadn't had time to look at.
No, it's not.
But, one of the things that is an issue is that, that unit needs to be 12 inches away from the shrubbery that's there on my property, and it's only 6 inches. And there's no way that you can,
I don't know if setbacks include shrubs, but
Well-
they include your property line and it's a setback from the property line.
well, the shrubs are at the property line,
Okay.
and so, what, the setback that you have over there is 6 inches from that
Well, if it's only
shrubbery.
6 inches, it's not legal. It's gonna be at 5 feet.
Well, in accordance with the zoning, it is set properly, has to be 5 feet from the wall to your property line, and I believe is that there, Fire Chief, when we check that? So the setback is correct,
But-
correct. I understand what the manufacturer recommendations
Yeah.
are here, okay,
And
I
I'm not saying
understand.
that you're outside of your setback, it is within your 5-foot setback, yeah.
And
So
the other option, or other thing you mentioned was noise, and we could probably check the decibel reading on that with the decibel meter and get an exact reading on how much it is.
Those units, each unit is 72 decibels, that's by the manufacturer, and that's with shielding. And so you've got 2 in very close proximity. And from what I understand, that reading would be at my property line.
That's where it should be, yeah.
Right, would be within 6 inches of those units, so I can't imagine that you would get a lower reading than that. And that's,
Well, I'm just
they've
getting
already done
confused.
Well, Ms. Kelly, let us see what we can do, okay? And the
I
first thing is,
appreciate any help you can have.
yeah, the first thing is we need to see if the granting agency will allow us to move them at their cost, and then I think,
Wasn't there also an option of putting buffers?
yeah, there's some additional dampers that we can put on it, yes.
Things.
Yes, there are some additional dampers that we do have as an option also, but we're gonna try and go with, if we can, move them first.
Yeah, I think they'll need them. The other thing I wanted to mention that I talked to Carrier about is that there's an odor coming off of those. And they're saying there shouldn't be any odor, and maybe it should be checked by a serviceman.
Yeah, we mentioned
I
that to
think,
the engineer, and they're checking on it. It's
you know,
most
they
likely
should.
burn off, because they're new units. And you get new units run electricity through the stuff, they get warm, and it starts burning off the
Yeah,
covering. I don't know if that's the case or not.
I don't know, because, that's what I thought too, but Carrier didn't seem to think that that was a problem at their unit.
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing it up.
Okay.
7.3 yellow bike discussion.
I should just toss that at the mayor since he's the one who brought it to me.
Sure, I don't care.
I believe, Mr. Carl spoke to the mayor about this. I think he has a little more,
Yeah, that was been about, 2 or 3 weeks ago, was it, after the last council meeting, and it came up that we had a number of surplus bikes to get rid of, a couple hundred of them. And he brought up a suggestion, and we're checking into it, and that's why this is in here, Clement Mercantile has offered to fix these bikes and start a community biking program, which would mean we put bike racks around town and put these bikes in them, and people would be able to ride the bike from one place to another, leave the bike. pick up
They
the
have that in
bike.
Portland, though.
They have it in a number of cities now, and we have a long stretch here where people are always walking along the highway and stuff. And, that's what it's about, and so we haven't costed it out or anything like
That's
that.
correct. And I just gave that to you all as a discussion item, only some more stuff for you to gobble down. So, this will probably end up going into January, so there's a couple of you that, that may not worry about too much, so.
Well, now's a good time to do it if we're going to, because it wouldn't be able to be kicked off anyway.
Can I ask a question on that? What is the liability of the city if someone's riding one of those bikes and they fall and get hurt? Who's responsible? Who's the owner of the bike?
Well,
It's a good
as I understand, most of these programs are nonprofit,
Uh-huh.
and so they would have to be insured.
Okay,
So,
just a question.
all the research I did is most of them are nonprofits, and then there are some partnerships with cities, but the majority of them are nonprofits.
And it would be with under a partnership, under what I can see here, I'm starting to, I don't know if you read this or not, Susan, but it gets into pretty good detail on starting the program and how it's administered and so forth. And then they got pictures in here of bikes. I was in Indianapolis last year, and they have a real, they got green bikes, but there's like.
Well, and that's what I was wondering, do you paint them all the same color
Yes,
so
correct.
people know that?
Yeah, so that's where you,
Not to take
that is correct.
Tim's bike over there because he's got a blue one, but it's in the rack. Painted some,
Well, the idea is to provide transportation for people in town when they're walking, and put bike racks at strategic areas so that they can just leave it there, then when they come back, go somewhere else, they can take a different bike. So
Yeah.
the biggest problem I saw in Minneapolis is that the bike rack could get emptied out in the morning, and so but they pay for them, they pay $5, they put $5 in a little machine there, and that bike goes, seems to be working, you see these green bikes all the time, so the worst could happen, other than liability issue, if somebody steals a bike, it's a surplus bike.